Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited about today's video because I recently did a video on buying bargain and how you can find some great palettes that were originally quite expensive for very reasonable prices. And if I had this palette at the time of filming that video, it probably would have been top of the list. This is the Melt Amor y Mariposas eyeshadow palette. And it is I think a $70 price point currently. And I got it on Poshmark, which is a secondhand app, for $25. I'm so excited about this palette, you guys. This is so beautiful. I love it. It's so beautiful. And I am so excited to jump into it. And honestly, just looking at it, I can like right off the bat come up with 7 different looks. So you'll probably be seeing several videos in the near future using this palette. And there are just so many looks I can see in this palette already. I'm super excited. If you're new to this channel, hello, my name is Rachel. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom who loves to play with colorful eyeshadow. I don't know much about other kinds of makeup. It's just all about the eyes. So if you're interested in seeing tutorials and other videos like that on your timeline, I do hope you'll consider liking and subscribing. I do try to upload about 3 videos a week, and you can also find me on Instagram at Shimmers and Silver. Now, let's dive in. Excuse the crazy hair. I have postpartum hair loss and it's doing weird things to my hairline. I'm gonna start by priming my eyes using the Glamlight Icing Primer. This is the shade White Frosting. I don't know how these shadows are going to perform as far as creasing goes, and so just in case, I'm using the primer that I use for shadows which do crease on me. Also, honestly, I just like this primer better. I have this one and I have the NYX primer, but I think that this one is much better. With a medium-sized blending brush, and I'm dipping into the shade Abuelita, which is the 3rd down in the 3rd row. It is a matte peachy color, and I'm gonna put this in my crease and blend it, like pull it out here and then blend it into my inner corner. This is such a pretty color. This is my first time trying Melt, and I'm really curious to see how it performs. So far, this is kind of a dream. I've heard mixed reviews on Melt in general. It seems like sometimes they launch something and it's sort of a dud, and then other times they launch something and it's a hit. Every review that I've heard for this palette has been that it is a hit. And I am 1 shade in and loving it so far. So I have very high hopes for this. Now, using the same brush, I'm gonna dip into the shade Perla, which is the bottom right corner. It's more of a matte red. And I'm gonna do the same thing, only keep this in the outer corner. So I'm just blending it into this outer corner, about halfway through my crease, but I'm not bringing it as far into my brow, but to my nose. You have to let me know in the comments if you want to see more looks with this palette. I am so excited about it, and I think it's so beautiful, and I have a ton of ideas for different looks in totally different color schemes. This is one palette which I look at and it just inspires me. There are palettes out there where I look at them and I feel stuck, like, gee, I don't even know where to start, I don't know what to do. And I'm not sure what the difference is. Like, maybe those palettes have too many shades, or maybe the shades are just not colors that excite me, or perhaps it's more the tones that were picked for the shadows. I don't know what it is, but this palette is nothing but inspiring to me. I look at it and I see so many different looks that I could do. The only reason I'm doing this look today is because I really, really wanted to use the orange shimmer. I'm now taking a large pencil brush and I'm gonna dip into the shade Maria, which is the 3rd down on the 1st column. And I'm gonna use this to deepen out my outer corner. So far, these shadows are building really beautifully. Yesterday, I used the Beauty Bay palette, Love Notes, and Beauty Bay's dark mattes do not build very nicely. You have to kind of work from dark to light, which is the opposite of how I prefer to work. I like to work from light to dark, taking my blending brush and buffing. But these shadows are performing, like building really, really nicely, where the dark mattes are looking nice on top of lighter mattes. Okay, it's time to try that orange shimmer. Now, I've never used melt before, so I'm not really sure if the shimmers apply better with your finger or with a dry brush or with a wet brush. I'm going to start by applying them the way that I apply most shimmers, and that would be with a flat shader brush. I'm dipping into the orange shimmer called Mariposa, and then I'm going to spray my brush. So I'm taking this shade and I'm putting it basically all over my lid. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. All over my lid from the inner corner out to meet the mats that I laid down. Love it. Okay, I'm taking the same brush. I'm not going to bother color switching it. And I'm dipping into the shade Sagrado, which is the 4th shade on the bottom row. I'm sorry if I mispronounce any of these names. I think this is Portuguese. I don't think it's Spanish. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I'm gonna dip that and then spray the brush and then use this to transition from the orange shimmer over into these mats here. I'm just gonna place it on top of that line where they meet. I think I want to throw some purple onto the lower lash line. But I'm going to start with a smudger brush and go back into the shade Abuelita, the matte peachy pink. I'll put this on my inner lower lash line and go about halfway. Then I'm taking that same brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Almojada, which is right underneath of Abuelita. It is the dark purple matte. I mean, they're both dark, but it's the darker of the two. And I'm going to put this on my outer corner. And then just drag it to overlap Abuelita a little bit. This palette doesn't really have a good inner corner highlight shade, but I'm going to take a small blending brush and dip into the shade Tequila. And then I'll spray this as well because it's a shimmer. And I'm going to use this as an inner corner, so I'll put it right here and then wrap down to touch Abuelita on the lower lash line. It's not bad. It's not a bad inner corner highlight. It's a beautiful shadow. I have ideas of combining this with some of the more earth-toned greens in the palette and having a really pretty look with that. And I think because I like this, I'm also going to wrap it up into the inner corner of the upper lid. Just lay it on top of the orange a bit there. And then to finish it off, I'm going to take a peach eyeliner. This is from ColourPop. I don't know what shade it is though because the lettering has worn off. But it's just a peach color eyeliner. And I'm going to line my waterline. A deep purple eyeliner would also be really beautiful here. Or a black. Alright, and that's it for shadows. I'm going to go off camera and do some black eyeliner mascara, and then I'll be back to show you the end result. Alright, here's the finished look. I love it so much. It actually reminds me a lot of the look that I did with the Hummingbird palette from Udenzai, which was like the shimmery orange and green combination, but that look I felt was a little bit more of a mess because I had added in additional colors and I thought when it was finally done, it wasn't really my favorite combination. This look is not a mess. This look is so pretty. I am delighted with how the shadows performed. They all blended beautifully and the darker ones built very nicely on top of the lighter ones. I think it's just a winning palette all around. I am so excited to play more with it and do a lot more looks. Let me know down in the comments what color stories you might like to see using this palette, and I appreciate you hanging out with me and clicking on my video today. I hope you enjoyed this look. Remember that you can find me on Instagram at Shimmers and Silver. Please consider liking and subscribing if you like what you see, and until we see each other again, I do hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!